Love, welcome back to my channel. So something crazy just happened. I've been here filming for the past 30 to 40 minutes. I was done, and I just decided to play back the video, and I saw that there was no audio. I forgot to turn on my mic. So funny. I forgot to turn on my mic, and it's funny that I'm laughing because it actually goes to show how far I have grown and how far I am. It shows my commitment to me actually showing up regardless of getting dark. Guess what I did? I got a flashlight, and I have a flashlight just by the side of my camera, and yeah, no excuse, I'm showing up regardless. Before I would be like, oh, I failed, I did this, and that takes us to the topic we're actually discussing today, which is fear of failure. I failed, I did this, I should have, why didn't I plug, why didn't I even come and check? Talking about checking, I think I should check if it's on. Why didn't I check if the mic was on, or just going and ranting on? I just told myself that video was just a rehearsal. It's going to make this one you're filming I even run even way smoother. If you're new here, welcome to Bloom in Love. My name is Tej. Here we discuss all things personal development and life in general. We're being real life right here. Right, so please consider joining the family. Click on the subscribe button. Please share your comments. I love to read from you, and I'm so grateful for everyone that shared their thoughts in the last video. Thank you all so much. I really enjoyed reading from you. Please share your comments too. Share your comments. What do you think? What would you have done if you were in my shoes? If what happened to me now happened to you, what would you have done? This is second video in the series. I'll put a link of the last video in the description. So last video we spoke about the 8 most important fears, listed them, and then we said going forward we're going to pick one after the other and speak on it. So instead of saying some of the things I've said in that video, just go back and watch the video to catch up. One thing I say to myself is why you do what you do is more important than what you're doing, right? So most times I get to forget the things I want to say. So to help me, yes, the long-term goal is to be able to come in and say everything from my head, but to help me get from where I am right now to where I need to be is to make notes. So pardon me. So my aim of this series basically is to help you and me identify what is holding us back so we can work on them and overcome it, right? Like I said in the last video, if for instance you're sick of malaria and you go to the hospital and you're sick, the doctor runs a test and tells you, well, you have malaria. If you don't accept that you have malaria, you won't be able to treat it, right? But once you accept that, okay, I actually have malaria, you'll be able to get from where you are, which is having malaria, to actually where you want to be, which is being healed from malaria. So basically, acceptance and awareness would help get you from where you are to where you need to be. So that's what this video is meant to do, to help you identify what's holding you back and then how to get to where you need to be. Every fear has a root. For me, all of my fear, so imagine a tree, right? The tree has branches and all that, but there's a root of the tree. So all fears has a root. For me, my fear stems from unworthiness. That is me, right? I don't know about you. Mine stems from unworthiness, and we will talk more on, as we go through this series, we'll talk more on this unworthiness. And most times, the first experience of that fear was to protect you. So for instance, let's use the analogy of what we're discussing, the topic we're discussing today, which is fear of failure. For me, when I sat and I evaluated myself to find out the root of that fear of failure, mine stems from, like I said, unworthiness. And one of the memories that I can share with you guys is, I remember growing up as a child. I have my cousin that we are both age majors. I am months older than her, so I'm 4 months older than her. I'm August, she's December. And this is my cousin. Growing up, she was an A student. She was always acing everything. Me, I would say I was really close to being an A student, but because I was being compared to her every time, I was always scared. That comparison. I love my family. I'm grateful for my family. But coming to a place where I'm able to become aware of these things is helping me move from where I am to where I need to be. So this was my pattern. I have come to recognize that pattern and I'm working towards it. So for me, I was always compared to her. She went from, I remember in primary school, she went from primary 5 to secondary school. Me, I had to do primary 6. Then in junior secondary, she went from JSS 2 to senior secondary. Me, I had to do JSS 3. I was always compared to her. See your cousin, she's doing better than you, she's doing this, she's doing that. I was always compared to her, and because of that, I had this fear of failure, fear of wanting to ensure that I passed my exams. And I remember when I wrote junior WAEC, I started panicking, and my system just went upside down. Like, my system just totally turned on me. And another thing that happened was I was out of my comfort zone. So usually you write junior WAEC in your school, but a new regulation came in whilst we were writing our own. My set was writing our own exam. So our exams like in two phases. The first part was in my actual school, then the second one was another school. So the examination body would post you to another school. So that particular, I think it was the first day we were posted, and we were doing home economics. I would never forget. We were doing home economics that day. We got to the school, and all these things started playing, like fear. Have I read enough? Have I? It's one of the way fear of failure plays out. Have I read enough? Hope I would not fail. Hope I would not disappoint my family. Hope I would not do this. Hope I would not do that. And I was now in a new environment that I didn't know, a new school. My system just went totally ballistic and it gave way. If it was in my school, I would have been able to find my way to the restroom, but I was in a different school before I could even locate what, like, it gave way, and I totally embarrassed myself. I was put on isolation. That experience was crazy, right? So that was what I went through. So what fear does is to prevent something embarrassing like that from happening next time. It will tell you, don't even go outside of your comfort zone. Don't attempt going outside of your comfort zone again, right? So every time you try to do something that's outside of your comfort zone, that fear of failure comes. That fear comes and it keeps you stuck. It keeps you in one place and you're unable to move forward. Fear has psychological roots that likely protect us from harm in the past. So in the past, this fear of failure was protecting me from having that kind of experience again. But that was in the past. Now it keeps, because the fear doesn't know you're trying to attempt different projects. All they just know is we're going outside of our comfort zone, and that memory triggers again. And what it does is try to prevent you from having that experience, that embarrassing experience. So it stops you from actually going forward, right? But in the moment, your fear may be limiting you from showing up as the best version of you or showing up in the world. So fear of failure keeps you in your comfort zone. Basically, it keeps you in your comfort zone. It prevents you from doing anything that your brain thinks is risky. Once your brain thinks this thing is risky, and most times anything that is outside of your comfort zone is risky. Something you've not done before, something that is new to you is always risky. For me, showing up in front of a camera, it feels risky to my brain because prior to now, I have always run away from being in front of the camera because I didn't want to experience that feeling of embarrassment, right? I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to show myself. I preferred, because I remember back when that thing happened, I just wanted to hide myself away from the world. I wish I didn't have to continue writing the exams. I had to go through that. My classmate, it was really funny. So, preventing me from experiencing that, I would rather not show myself out in the world. There will always be some elements of fear and doubt when you decide to do anything that is outside of your comfort zone. Even sometimes when you do things that you've done over and over and over again, you still experience fear, you still experience doubt, right? But what matters is how you learn to push through the uncertainty and move forward. So for me, imagine filming a video, there was no sound. But how do I move through that? Do I just say, oh, I'm not doing this anymore? Or I look for, okay, what that has happened, it has happened. It's all in the past now. Yeah, it happened like a few minutes ago, but it's in the past. I can't bring that forward. It has happened, it has happened. So how can I salvage that? Can I do a voiceover, or do I restart the video, right? What stops us from taking action is limiting beliefs. Yeah, limiting beliefs. So like, I am not worthy. Like I said, the root of my fears is unworthiness. I am not worthy. I am not smart. I can't do this. I don't speak right. Like, nobody wants to hear me. Limiting beliefs basically is what stops us from taking action, because fear of failure is fearing doing something, fearing that if I do this thing, I would fail. I might fail, right? And because of that fear, you decide, okay, because I'm scared of failing, I'm not going to do this at all. So embrace the uncertainty and give yourself grace to make mistakes. I gave myself grace today. I made a mistake of not turning the mic on. Instead of beating myself, I just gave myself that grace. I didn't even think about it. I'm like, okay. In fact, I was just laughing. I just, like, let's go again. I was like, okay, should I do this tomorrow? I'm like, I'm not doing this tomorrow. I'm doing this today, because in my head, I'm already committed to filming videos every 2 days. I'm not going to change that because of what happened, because of that mistake. Yes, for you, you might decide to say, and it's okay if I decide to film tomorrow, but it's my personal decision. I'm like, no, I want to do this today, right? So yeah, give yourself room to make mistakes. Then focus on progress, not perfection. Instead of focusing on, oh, I didn't get it perfect, I didn't turn on my mic, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I'm focusing on the progress. Years from now, months from now, I'll sit back and I'll laugh. Like, I actually filmed a video and I forgot to turn on my sound, and I had to start again. Yeah. So, how fear disguises itself. Some of the ways fears disguise itself. So I'm going to read through. I wrote down 8. I'm going to read through them. If you go through, if this is anything you experience, you are obviously you're probably obviously experiencing fear of failure. So the first thing is setting goals that are too easy to attain. When you set goals that are too easy for you to attain, you're experiencing fear of failure. Creating low expectations for yourself, low expectations of for yourself. So you're doing something, or there's something you need to do, and you decide to set very low expectations. You know, all those expectations we set to say, so that I will not feel hurt, so that I will not feel bad. In case it does not happen the way I'm thinking, at least I will know that no, being in the comfort zone, step out of it. The comfort zone will not help you. Out of your comfort zone is where progress, where growth lies. Another one is avoiding new hobby or careers endeavor. Sticking with what you know, like what we just said. Another one is hiding your creative talents. Right, you have creative talent, you're creative, you can do videos, you can edit, you can whatever it is you can do, you can create proposals and whatever, but because you're scared of how people, if it will succeed, if people will accept it or not, you decide not to show up, right? So another way is coming up with lots of ideas. This seems like me. I'm looking at one of my journal that I got last year when I decided to start YouTube. On this journal, every idea, like I wrote down every idea or for videos to create. Like I'll just wake up and I have these ideas of content ideas to create, right? I write them down. They're all there. I never sat down to film the video because I was scared. I was scared of failing. I was scared of how the video will do. I was scared of what if I don't get views. I was just scared of all the negativity, and they're just there, stuck there. Does it sound like you coming up with lots of ideas and never executing them? If this is you, you're suffering from fear of failure. Then getting easily discouraged by setback and giving up too soon. I remember last year when I started YouTube, my major focus for doing this series is my fear of showing up here on YouTube, right? There are other ways where I'm experiencing fear, but I'm deciding to focus on my fear of YouTube because that's what this is the reason I decided to do this series. Is the reason why I decided to show up. I remember last year I joined this group where we came, like a community where we came together to say, oh, let's follow ourselves up on YouTube so we can gain YouTube subscribers, right? And people actually followed me, and at the time I was 100 and something subscribers, and then I was like 101 or so. And I got subscription. I got to be like almost 600, and I was so happy. And YouTube found out what we were doing, and they decided to, I don't know, my subscribers started dropping. My subscriptions just started dropping, and it went even lower than the 100. I think I went to like 30 something, and I just got discouraged. Like I just got discouraged of the setback, and I was like, how am I going to start growing again? I've got to 200 and something. Now I'm coming all the way down to 30 something. How do I start building from there up? And I just allowed that setback stop me from coming here, which is one of the ways I was avoiding the fear that I was experiencing. So another way fear disguises itself, fear of failure disguises itself, is perfectionism, working forever to make something perfect as a means of procrastination because you do not want the project to fail. Like I had a certain type of quality in mind that I wanted my videos to have because I was scared of failing, and because I didn't have them, I was always procrastinating and coming up with excuses, not knowing that I was actually suffering from fear of failure. I was scared of failing. It wasn't really about the reason why I was having the fear of perfectionism, the reason why I wanted things to be perfect, the reason why I was avoiding doing the things I need to do was because I was scared of failing. Then another one is comparing yourself with others. Like this one, yes, you can have mentors, you can have people, role models, you can have for example, me, I have YouTube channels that I see as like I look up to say, oh, this is what I want my channel to be, but not comparing myself to them, not because I don't know. Those people, they are like 200 and something subscribers right now. They started way years ago. If I am able to sit down with them to ask their questions, they'll tell me they are going through exact same things I'm going through now, this fear of failure, whatever fear, they're experiencing it. So not comparing myself to them, trust my own journey and just keep going, right? This comparing yourself with others, we would dive more into it because it's a menace in society. It's eating deep into the lives of people. Comparison. So 8 ways to overcome fear of failure. I'm really trying to rush through now because it's getting really dark and I'm determined to complete this video. So 8 ways to overcome fear of failure. 1, turn failure into success by accepting it. You can correct and learn from your previous mistakes by doing so. Like I said, I accepted I made a mistake. It's fine. Okay. How do I get better from? What do I need to do better is next time double check, triple check to see that the mic is on. Let me check. Yeah, it's on. The second one is acknowledge and take responsibility for your failure. But I'm not letting that mistake define me. So the old me, I would have been sitting somewhere crying, feeling sorry for myself, feeling like, oh, just blaming everything now. I filmed this video when everywhere was bright, now everywhere is turning really dark, instead of going through all that. I'm like, okay, I made a mistake. How do I move forward from here? Don't define your present and your future by your past mistakes. The third one is look at your failure as an opportunity for growth. That's what I did. Yeah, let's look at it. Thomas Edison, the man that created electric bulb, he tried that 1,000 times. Like, he literally did that 1,000 times. I'm sure if I had done that the 20th time, I would have given up. I know me. I would have given up. But he did 1,000 times, and he got it at the 1,001 or 1,000th time. Wow. If you had not tried and tried and tried, probably by now I wouldn't have electric bulb. So what is that thing that you failed at once or twice that you just give up on? Please go back to it. Keep trying again. Keep trying again. There was something, because in school, I studied theater art. In school, we did a course on lighting on Thomas Edison, and I remember the lecturer saying something. It was asked, how is it that he tried 1,000 times and he didn't give up? And Thomas Edison said, I did not fail 1,000 times. Like, I learned 1,000 ways that it would not work. My gosh, see the perspective. Just close your eyes and I'll say this and see how it feels in your body. So the first one is, I failed 1,000 times. Then the second one is, I learned 1,000 ways it will not work. Wow, just the change of perspective alone. Whew. Don't be scared to try again. Yeah. The fourth one is, focus on elements you can control. For me now, for example, I really wanted to. My goal is to be able to make videos where I just sit here and say everything I need to say. But like I said, most times when I come here and the fear kicks in, my fear of professionalism and what not kicks in my head, I go into panic, saying something. My thoughts have already gone into panic mode. Things I want to.
Hello guys, I'm sure you hear that sound. So funny. So this is one day later. While editing last night, I found out that from this point the audio stopped recording again. But you know what? We're doing this regardless. So I decided to record a voice note for it. As much as I would really love you guys, I would have loved that you guys heard what I said. I'll just rush through the rest. So I was saying, I was at number 4. I said, focus on elements you can control. Let go of those beyond your capability. Then number 5, aim for excellence, not perfection. Excellence allows for a margin of error and room for improvement. Just like what's happening to me with this particular video. Number 6, reframe your thoughts and words positively. Then number 7, ask questions and ask for help. You are not alone. Yeah, please ask questions. I have people that that are my mentor. I have coaches that I go to tell them. In fact, I didn't even know what I was going through. They were the ones that like pointed me in a direction to say, have you considered this? And I started doing research. I was like, okay, this is what I am currently going. And then I became self-aware and I accepted that. Number 8 is don't fear failure, embrace the possibility of it, and know that you can always bounce back. Don't fear failure. Maybe something like you filmed a video a couple of times and you keep having audio issues. Don't fear it. Keep going. You'll bounce back. 3 things for you to take home with you, meditate on them, and I'm sure in doing this you get motivated to actually face the fear. So the first thing is, if you don't start, you can't improve. Funny thing that I've always dreaded doing voiceover, but now I'm doing it, and I'm doing it from a place of ease. Like, I feel so easeful in my body. I don't feel any form of tension. I don't have any panic. It's just easeful for me because I am consciously showing up, because I now know what the problem was and I am actively working towards creating a solution for it. So now it's more like play, no longer work. Second thing is, enjoy the process, not just the outcome. Yeah, I'm enjoying the process of filming this particular video. It's been let's leave that for another day. Then number 3 is, repetition is the mother of skill. Yeah, the more you do something over and over and over and over again, the more you become a master at that thing, right? And the more you do it, right, the more you write. Do you want to be a writer? Do you want to be a blogger? Do you want to create content on any of the social media platform? The more you do it, the more you become a master at it, right? Then I have a challenge for you. So I'm challenging you in this month, this new month we're entering in 2 days, that's March. I'm challenging you to do something that scares you. So it can be daily, it can be weekly, it can be twice in the month, it can be once that month, but do something that scares you. For me, what I'm choosing to do is I blog, and I was also scared of writing. So I'm committing to blog every 2 days and also film YouTube videos every 2 days. That's what I am committing to. Scary, but it sounds kind of fun to me as well. Right. So the quote I have today on this video is, guys, you really need to listen to this because it's so profound. In fact, I'll invite you to close your eyes as I say this so you feel it in your body. The master has failed more times than the beginner has tried. I'll say that again. The master has failed more times than the beginner has tried. Please go ahead and try and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying until you yourself become a master. So, and the affirmation for this video is, whenever you're experiencing the fear of failure, whenever you're trying to do something and the fear of failure comes up, this is the affirmation I want you to use. This is just another stepping stone towards success. My final thought is, if you want to master your habits, the key is to start with repetition, not perfection. Show up on your good days and on your bad days. Consistency pays off over time. I'm so grateful for you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please subscribe if you're yet to subscribe, drop your comment, share your thoughts. Please like this video. I'm looking forward to the algorithm just picking me and doing its thing. Until I come your way again next video. Bye, and I love you.